He would also never lie to you about which NFL team this offseason should actually be the belle of the ball when it comes to free agency. Everybody watched what Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders did this postseason and regular season for that matter, and they fell in sports love with that story. Unless you're a woman, because Jaden Daniels' mom is not letting you anywhere near her son. Smart woman, by the way. Mm-hmm. Anthony Edwards' mom needs to step in because he's wilding out. But it makes sense. Jaden Daniels plays an electric style of football. He's a dual-threat quarterback. He helped carry the Washington Commanders to a place that they had not been in a long, long time, making it to the NFC Championship game, a 12-win season, doing it in his debut year, and they have the third most cap space this summer. So everybody's positioning the Commanders to be the number one free agency destination this year. They have the quarterback in place. They've got some of the most money available, and they have a lot of holes to fill on that roster where they can make upgrades. Have we not already forgotten about another place that just came off of a quarterback who finished up his rookie year that looked good, showed flashes, but didn't have the same amount of success? Have we already passed up on what a moment would be like to play with number 18, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears, who the Commanders have $75 million in cap space, C-cap, but the Bears have 62. They've got a lot of open space as well. And I believe if you are a free agent this offseason, I think we're all getting it wrong. The Commanders are number one on a lot of sports talkers' hearts, but I do believe when free agents actually line this thing up and look at it, playing for the Chicago Bears, for Ben Johnson, the new, hot, young offensive coordinator that can scheme guys open, that players seem to love going out and going to war for. The team that has the quarterback in place, you got your franchise quarterback, but you also don't have those same expectations that the Commanders have coming into next year. Next year, anything outside of a divisional round appearance for the Commanders is a failure. Next year, people expect the Commanders to try and compete in the NFC East for that division crown. And next year, if those things don't happen, if they fall short of what they did this past season with a rookie Jaden Daniels, you know who's going to get the brunt end of the blame there? The free agent acquisitions.
Whoever changes.
Yeah.
It was good last year. Who's new?
He messed up the chemistry. Oh, T. Higgins, they paid T. Higgins $30 million, and he's out here dropping balls on third down, or Jaden Daniels is forcing the ball to him because he's unhappy in the locker room. It's messing up the chemistry. We had a good thing going last year, but T. Higgins has become a bit of a problem in the locker room. Like, insert name here, any acquisition they make, they're going to be the ones that are either credited for them taking the extra step, but most likely because we've seen so many sophomore slumps, and because we know that teams that are ahead of pace, that played over their head, played over expectations in a year, generally the next season they end up coming back down to earth, the free agent acquisitions are going to be the ones that catch the blame for that. And I don't think that same thing happens in Chicago, a place where the bar is low. You make the playoffs with the Bears next year, and if you're a helpful part of that puzzle, you're going to be worshiped. People in Chicago are thirsty for some success right now. Also, on top of that, if you go to the Commanders, like, I don't know how much fun that situation is going to be next year under Dan Quinn with the team with a heightened level of expectations that was one win away from the Super Bowl. They have a different level of focus, a different level of discipline. Yes, that's a good thing. Also, if I'm a free agent trying to make big bank and go somewhere and have some fun and win football games, they're both in the NFC. They both have the same amount of chance to actually try and make a big push. The Bears just feels like the place that would feel more inviting, more homely, more I know athletes are competitors, but it does feel good to walk in somewhere that doesn't have the heightened expectations that the Commanders are going to have next year as well.
You'll be loved in Chicago if you just make the playoffs like you said.
Yeah.
That bar is so low and it's so manageable.
I just think we're missing the bar here. There's a lot of people saying the Commanders are the hottest free agency destination. There's other people saying maybe the Raiders to go play for Tom Brady in this blank canvas out in Las Vegas. We're sleeping on the Bears once again, and I know we tried to call our shot last year. You said the Bears would make the Super Bowl. I said Caleb Williams was going to break a bunch of rookie records. I'm doubling down. This is what they like to call the post-hype sleeper. The Chicago Bears are going to make some big ads in the offseason and free agency. Those guys are going to become rock stars in that city for what they're able to do to elevate the play of Caleb Williams alongside Ben Johnson and the new staff. And this is going to be the talk of the town, the flavor of the day this offseason. Don't forget where you heard it first, right here on Theoretically Speaking. Right after we got done